Did anybody not hear me? I said quiet in this. Oh, you did go quiet. Oh, right. Okay, let's start the show. Here we go. Well, good evening. And this is going to be a two-parter this week because we've got a lot on with the election and other things that we're doing and other podcasts. So we're going to start off really, really quickly by saying hello, Stats.
Hello, how are we all? Can't forget our lovely listeners. Hope they're all well.
That was really good. That was great there. And to our man, the man of the moment, the man that's standing in Warrington North for July the 4th. It is Mr. Trevor Nicholls. Say so. Hello, sir.
Yes, thank you, Jonathan, for that. And as you mentioned, July the 4th was given to me a excellent little note to make Warrington North independent on July the 4th.
Well, independent of Labour, I would say, without a shadow of a doubt.
Most definitely.
Okay, let's fade that out and let's get straight to it. Right, okay. So there's all sorts of election debates going on, and what caught my eye, and also the editor's eye, was the BBC debate. Farage was on there.
Yes.
What, is that it? Just yes.
Yes.
Don't do this to me. He's your man. He's your leader.
Correct, sir.
Oh, God.
One at a time.
One at a time. Okay, then. Well, I'll start off then. Why it's quite. It's one of my good topics at the moment.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, you know, you've got a completely biased BBC audience, as always.
No doubt.
And I think Nigel won by a country mile, and that's not only me being my side of bias, but that is what most of the commentators said. And you had, you know, I mean, every time he said something, it went silent. And every time somebody else said something, they all cheered and clapped and all that. I mean, well, that tells you everything, doesn't it?
Oh,
but
yeah.
People that looked at it, they understood it. They realised how far ahead of the other people he was.
Oh, he was right on it.
So well done, Nigel Farage. That's all I can say.
That's the benefit of having your own TV show.
Yes, you're slick. Yes, I agree
with
that.
You know what you're doing, and you don't have a problem. I mean, he wasn't reading any auto cues at all.
Oh, that was brilliant, that, wasn't it?
Hey, he mentioned that at the end of the show, didn't he?
Yeah, I was watching him at the end of the show, and obviously Nigel was one of the last ones, and they were like robots.
Oh,
Did you see him, how they're just reading it from the cue? How embarrassing. And then he said, well, I don't need an auto cue. And away he went.
It made me laugh. Hey, I'd have thought you'd have turned around in a true northern way and said, he won by a yard, a shipyard.
Yeah. Well, there is that. Yes, I was trying to be sort of clever then and posh, but it doesn't work, does it? I might as well just give up.
And you're going to be the MP for Warrington North? Well, let's just say that we know that you are clever. But anyway, let's go on to a few other things. How did you think, Mark, that the Conservatives and Labour did on that broadcast?
Not very well. I think while the Reds and Blues argued again about being the lesser of two evils, it's funny that, because that's what we call them. Now they're just basically admitting it themselves. Well, they argued amongst each other, which is nothing new. It
was over taxes, wasn't it? Who was going to, you know...
That's part of the reason this country's ruined, because while they're busy bickering, the public suffer and they're not coming first.
Yeah.
I just think it was amazing because while they argued, Farage, under, as Trevor said, extremely biased circumstances, absolutely smashed it. I think he bossed that debate, as you say, but he was surrounded by people across the opposite side of the debate.
Absolutely. He was described in the Telegraph as polished, pugnacious, and popular.
Yeah, I'd say he was really he was confident because he knew his subject matter extremely well. Obviously, as you said, I think being on the news helped. He's got charisma, humour, and the most of all, he's benefit of not having messed all this stuff up in the past. So they couldn't really attack him for that. So as Trev said, they used sly tactics like panning off to somebody who was wagging his head when Farage was speaking. But anyone with half a brain cell knew he was talking sense. I think he smashed it, to be honest.
Do you think that savage blow that he put on Penny Mordaunt there about Sunak coming away from the D-Day celebrations, I mean, there was nothing that she could really say about it except to agree with him. She agreed with him. Trevor, I'm sorry that I was interrupting something that you were going to say.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Trevor, I'm sorry again for interrupting you.
Of course it does. And
Go
I'll
ahead,
keep
man.
saying that till you just keep quiet. Right. Did you see the when the cameras closed off Penny Mordaunt and Angela Rayner?
Like they were the best of friends.
They were the best of friends. They were laughing with each other. They were joking. Now, seriously, that concerns me.
Yeah.
That photograph that went out, that disturbs me, that does. That just shows that they are taking you for fools. They really are.
Yeah.
It's a pantomime, isn't it?
That's what I was just about to say.
Sorry.
She's the bad guy. No, she's the bad. What's her pronoun? You need to know. Them, they, whatever. Go ahead.
The best bit was when he dissed Rishi and Kia, and he said, Blair without the flair, and he said, the real leader's on the stage. At least she's got something about it. And you could see them trying not to laugh, even Rayner, and you think, go on, laugh.
Yeah, Rayner's face was a classic when he said that.
It was brilliant. I just think here...
She started to laugh and realised, I can't laugh.
It started, didn't you? And then the camera went away, but it never went back. And when he said that, I thought, I'd love to have seen her face when he actually said that.
Yeah, just another little BBC snipe.
And what did you think of the SNP? Come on there. Don't forget, there were other parties on there. There was the SNP, there were the Greens.
What's the point?
Plaid Cymru. What did you think? What? Come on. What did you think of the other parties?
The SNP fella, I've got time for him because he seems a bit of a character.
Oh, yeah.
He has a happy face. When you look at him, he's always happy.
But do you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of a better-looking Lurch from the Addams Family. That's what he reminds me of. He's not going to live that down now.
Can I go back to auto cues? This is really bugging me. Sorry to go back.
Yeah.
Why have they got them? And how are you meant to use an auto cue in a debate? I don't understand how that works. Someone asks you a question. Who's controlling the auto cue? Who's putting this information on there? Well, they obviously just reading it, thinking it's gospel. Oh, I'll read that.
Well, it's obviously that the questions were rigged.
No, the auto cue is just used for your statement, isn't it?
Is that it? Just at the end?
It's not used for the debate.
Right.
You pre-write it, and then they play it on the auto cue, and you read it out.
Thanks for clearing that one up, because I was baffled thinking, how the hell do you use that in a debate? It's not work, is it?
It's literally just for your statement. That's all they use it for.
You see, now, that wasn't really explained, so Farage done well there, because they're all thinking, they've been using an auto cue
throughout the whole of the night.
Really bad, yeah. Good, well played. Do you know what? Go on.
I think the best line of the night came towards the end when he turned round and he said, on the subject of crime, you can now go shoplifting at any of you now. You can go shoplifting and nick £200 worth and you won't be prosecuted. He said, we are seeing a societal decline of law and order in this country. Basically saying, go ahead, you can go off and steal. Go ahead.
Yeah, so long as it's not over £200 though.
Oh, I tell you what.
Not a penny more.
What if it's £201? Does that mean you're in trouble?
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get in trouble for that one, yeah.
10 years in prison.
Take a calculator with you now when you're robbing places.
See, rather than having everything like 99, so rather than having it 199, now you've got to make it 201.
Could you imagine?
It's got to throw everything out of sync, isn't it? So, what? 201?
I couldn't think.
There's a reason.
I couldn't think of a worse sentence than locking somebody in Parliament and forcing them to watch PMQs every week and to watch every committee meeting going right throughout the day, 24/7, 365.
Pump some of them council meetings in as well. God, they're dull as dishwater, aren't they?
I tell you what, that is community service. That if you punish them like that, innit?
Yeah, play a bit of Britney Spears and stuff like that. And, whoa. Hell on earth, that.
I tell you what, that'd cure him. They won't rob anything again or do anything.
Oh, no. They'd actually get very educated and they would start to actually chip in and say, look, if we promise to actually start giving you some decent policies, will you let us out? Please.
I just want to go back to the debate. Imagine for a second that there was no reform and no Farage in that debate.
Yep.
We wouldn't be having a podcast on it now, would we?
It would be stagnating.
Which leads me to another thing. Things are changing here, aren't they? I think he's changed this election to the point where we might be for going on track here now with changing things a little bit. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, obviously, but we were seeing it across Europe and it's got to happen to us soon. The right are winning across Europe all over the shop and it's going to be our time soon.
Macron calling an election because Marine Le Pen blasted his party out of the water in the European elections. The AfD has put Schultz and his Socialist Party into third place. So
we've needed something like this, haven't we, John? Trev?
Yeah.
Since UKIP, basically, it's been stale politics, and we've needed someone to come in.
Let's hope it replicates across the whole of Britain, and let's hope that, you know, in Warrington North, we've got this candidate in there, so which we're going to discuss soon. So let's hope
hope
that people...
in July the 4th, we get Trevor Nicholls in Warrington North.
Yeah. I mean,
good old traditional man thinking.
When they're asking for change and you've got that Charlotte and Lottie standing in Thinger, you're not going to get change because she's been in for the last 5 years. No. So if you want real change, then you want Trevor Nicholls for Reform UK.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because he's wearing his suit and he's got a nice tie and he's a nice guy and he likes to go out and about, looking at all the places that are going in Warrington and what it's got going for them. This is a man who really cares. Hey, I'm doing your campaign here.
It is actually a man who really cares. And I'll just add to that Mr. Carter, the runaround he's known as now, because he's been to every seat where he's tried to get a safe seat and he couldn't get it. And he's ended up right back where he started from. And there's a song there. And he only had a picture taken at Golden Gates. Well, Andy, I'm sorry, mate, but you're a bit too late because we did that there on Sunday.
Yeah, we were already there.
Yeah.
And
so have it. Bro.
And the Gates were there before us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
I think these cons need to be wiped off the map, and then useless Labour can be next to go, and then we'll see what happens. Something will come. But I think during that, he gets a point for Farage, and we've said this. This is an immigration election, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it isn't, it should be. Because as he explained, and we've done many times, all roads lead to immigration.
Oh, gosh.
The population increase is responsible for the housing, the NHS, the economy, employment, pressure on infrastructure, etc., 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 etc. And he's right.
Trevor said before, he mentioned that the population of Warrington has gone to nearly over 200,000. But they've still only got one hospital to deal with that.
That's all right, though, because they've just spent millions on new buses. So it's fine. Don't worry about the hospitals. You'll be able to
the electric buses that don't work.
Yeah, you get to the hospital on the bus, but you just can't get seen when you get there, that's all.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hope so, because in the last 3 weeks, I have experienced ringing an ambulance 2 times for various people, one my next door, one neighbour and a friend of mine, and they can't get to you for an hour. So hopefully, Mark, I think you might be right there. I think what we need to do is ring a bus instead.
Yeah, because I think when they get the electric ambulances, there's going to be a couple of issues.
Yes.
They better make sure they're charged in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, because you'll have them going down the road going, And that's not going to be very good, is it, for anybody?
Well, if you're going to be the MP for Warrington North, you ain't going to have ambulances like that. You're going to have them souped up, ready to get round there in 5 to 10 minutes, and you're going to make sure. And you're going to follow through with all those reform policies because everybody is thinking, well, that sounds pretty good to me. I like the sound of...
I'll tell you what, we're going to have Subaru ambulances in Warrington.
Okay, Subarus.
Where I get it? Subarus.
Okay, Mark, give a final word on this.
We need proper reform. Because at the minute, it's all about just polishing its head. Sorry about that, but there's
Did he just say what I thought he said then?
I did. Because total change is needed.
You're in the presence of royalty here.
Not yet. But
the next MP of Warrington North.
I won't use the word Ted. It is, though. It's always, they always just do something around the edges. There's never total change, and this is what we need now. So, like Trev says, the voting system, political parties, we need to look at that, the way Parliament works, the blob. Local politicians need more accountability and the public need more of a say on local issues. Until all these things change, maybe reform can do this. But we'll see. They've got to be better than who's in now.
Okay.
Jeez. And good luck to Trevor again. I hope he smashes this now.
All right.
This is a good chance. This is a good chance to change things, and I think the Gazelle is the man.
Yep. Get that shoe leather worn out. Okay. Well, we're going to finish this part 1, and we're going to go on to part 2. Did you all hear that? We're all going to go on to part 2.
Okay.
Then they did.
Right?
Chop, chop.
Okay. I'll fade out now.
Lovely.
Don't say anything else now.
Sorry.